Hello there, my fellow Void Provokers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Anomaly Eldritch Guards. Episode 90, Pain Sphere. The Devourers can jump 10 cells. So I'm going to paint... let's use the orange. Oh, that's not floor. I'm going to paint the floor 10 cells back. So if we do get a Devourer rush in the entryway, I know not to stand in front of this orange line. So I don't have to measure it, because I'll have it painted in the ground. So let's take a look at the behind the wall zone, because that has significantly changed. So behind the walls, let's redesign it considerably. So I'm going to keep all of my pawns outside of the external bonus wall, so that there's like an air gap between where I allow the pawns and the outside. Can they jump if they stand on sandbags? They can jump no matter what. They can jump 10 cells to kill you. So I just want to be more than... Or they can jump 9.9 cells, technically, to kill you. So I just want to be more than 9.9 cells away from them, or my people run the risk of getting devoured. And you don't get a lot of time to stop a Devourer's death timer. It's like 10, 15 seconds. I forget exactly what it is, but it's not very long. So it's like, you know, very easy to perish from Devourers if you're not careful. But they can't swallow anything big. So they can't swallow my mechs here. They can swallow small mechs, but they can't swallow anything larger than 3.3 body size. So a tunneler... Tunneler and the, obviously the other boss mechs are too big for Devourers to devour, so they can act as a wall. Don't want to include the jennies that are reachable without entering the air gap? You mean like this one? No, I'm going to leave that one separated out. Ah, I got a capsule. Good. Good. Also, deathless? Daedora could be a deathless. So I need to send 4K over, I guess. Maybe a little more. So let's do that. Launch. I don't know how many I'm going to need to send over, but let's just go with this. Oh, you're mostly thinking of the southwest one? The jennies? I'm not sure. You're talking about this one? The middle one. This one? I don't necessarily. I don't really care if it's if I did wall it up here, it would mean that this area would be insulated. Like I would then have to break this wall. Because I want anything that lands in here as an enemy to be able to traverse into my maze. So I can't really wall to here, because then this whole spot becomes trapped. And I don't want it trapped. Does that make sense? So I'd rather have this one, this power generator, not have like a... not be inside of my perimeter, while also not necessarily trapping enemies inside of it. Because trapping enemies inside of it means that they're just going to bust holes in my walls. That's honestly probably enough corsets. I'm just going to launch now. Give to Caravan. Alright, it's... So we'll probably buy a few things. I'll buy a turret pack. I'll buy... the 2 capsules and Deathless. The Soother. And I'm gonna need to send more people to be able to, like, far skip home. It's fine. Wake Up might not be a bad call, considering what we're going to be doing soon. I don't know what my Nutrimine back home is, but I'll buy Nutrimine. Okay, I sent too many corsets. I'll buy gold, because it weighs a lot. Two more grand sculptures. Right, let's aim to sell off all the corsets. So I need 3k worth of more stuff. Well, I could buy the golden longsword, but that would be pretty stupid. I don't want one. Plasteel? Steel? I'm gonna be so over capacity here. Components? Accept. Colony can't afford the deal. Oh, right. Forget the steel. So I'm immobilized due to too much weight. How much does this caravan weigh? Exactly. So, I need to... I have 35 out of 177. So I need maybe like 6 more pawns to go. Alright, Ink, you stay behind. Because I have far skip, I'm not like even measuring all that much. I'm just sending them. Alright, give to Caravan. Alright, we are still shy of the weight, but we're getting there. So I'm just gonna rebuild the pods and send more people. So I kept Ink behind, because Ink can be the one to build pods. So I'll have him go and stop deep drilling and build the remaining pods. Or Fred. Come on, Swinky. Waiting on you. There we go. Far skip home. Nice. I am excited about having an ageless, deathless teammate. So recombine. No, mild cell instability. When did I buy? Did I buy the wrong gene? Whatever. Did I really? Let me search for gene pack. No, I have deathless. We just haven't banked it. I don't know how I got mild cell instability. I must have accidentally bought it. Okay, it's banked properly. Good. Recombine. Deathless. So this is too complex. So as a result, we're going to need a gene processor. Actually, gene processor raises it by, what, 2? And SMZ, thank you for the gifted subs. Cheers, dude. I appreciate that. I'll build one processor, and then if it's too complex, I'll build another. But we're getting there. Teodora's going to have a solution soon. Yep, it was by 2. I thought so. Should have gone with my gut. Or memory. We're gonna fix you, Teodora. I promise. It's a hell of a gene pack for Teodora to, like, randomly inherit, I gotta say. Deathless and, ageless. So this is the Teodora gene. Green with a bushy beard. Interesting. It will, however, override Genie. So I'm going to have to reassess skills once that happens. So most of the rework is done. This whole area is now out of the base. As is this area. And I think we are, yep, removing the last of the whatever it was, the old landing pad. So that allows me to plant a cornfield. I already have another. Oh yeah, I have another cornfield. So I'm going to get rid of that old cornfield so that our food will be grown close by. And I might want to move the detector here because it's going to be harder for enemies to get to it. Does that help with raid size? It does not help with raid size. What it does do is when raids attack, they have to land somewhere. So if your entire base is the entire map, the raids have no... They can't land anywhere that is convenient for you. They're going to be landing inside your base. So it's not that it necessarily helps with raid size, but what it helps with is it prevents enemies from, like, landing behind our walls, which was a relatively common occurrence that I'm trying to resolve. So now if I get a pit, for instance, before the pit could only come here or maybe here because everything else was kind of too full. There wasn't space for it. But now there's like room for pits and rooms for noctiliths and just rooms for everything because I'm not monopolizing the territory of the world. So there's plenty of space for attacks and the like. Because we were running into the issue with, like, pits popping up in the middle of my base, because my base was just too big. And that's honestly pretty dangerous to have happen during the void raids. Alright. We have got Teodora Xenogerm all ready. And Mikas, I'm going to have you be the one to implant your clone with it. So Teodora is becoming bushy-bearded green. who's deathless and ageless. Now you look like a goblin elder now. The dementia is not going to go away immediately. It will take time for this to kick in to remove dementia. But at least we have the solution. So that means I can take that off the priority. And now we're just continuing to prepare for the void battle. Oh, the other thing I wanted to remove is these walls. I'm a little worried about roof. No, I think the roof should hold because of this debris. Yeah, it'll hold. Because this is yet another just blocker preventing things from spawning around. So now everything is much more opened up. A dirt mole trader, huh? Staggeringly ugly with a social skill of 1. Yes, that is exactly who I would put in charge of my trade caravan. Just brilliant. Simply brilliant. Well, it's a weapons trader. I guess I could sell damaged locust armor. There really isn't much that I want to part with. In fact, they can't even afford that. They can't even afford, like, 1 Thrumblefer bandolier. Is there anything I want to buy off them, then? Guess I could buy more incendiary shells. Sure. The reason about the art, and I've been failing to do this, is so that ink can meditate faster by surrounding him more with art. So I bought the 2 giant sculptures when I went to go buy the Archite capsules, so that ink can be surrounded by art and meditate more bang for the buck. So we'll get that art installed. And that might keep the laboratory from being even nicer. Well, that, I doubt it will, like, ascend to the next tier, though. That's a lot of, it's really hard to get to Wondrous. Wondrously impressive is, like, just ridiculous to achieve. So what is left? Pre-preparation. We have some stuff to haul. Some old cables to maybe break down. But for the most part, I would say we're in a pretty good position. You have 2,000 hours in the game, you didn't even know Wondrously Impressive is a thing? Yeah, it's at... So the impressiveness for this room right now is 180. Wondrously Impressive is, I think, 220. And it's just so hard to reach 220. That it's not like a reasonable, it's really not a reasonable thing to, like, aim to achieve. And the bang for your buck... No, it's actually at 240. Sorry, excuse me. So it's at 240. And Wondrously Impressive is just so ridiculously hard to achieve that it's just like... A Wondrously Impressive room is typically valued higher than, like, most players' entire colonies. That's just how absurd the requirements are for it. So I think a lot of what we have left to do is just hauling blocks, hauling corn, hauling steel and debris. And I'm just going to leave, and apparently armor. Really? Really? You trying to hunt me? Yeah, good luck with that. And then we are going to bring in the, we're going to trigger the last void provocation. Maybe I could do that now. Because I feel like we're getting ready. Ready-ish, at least, for the endgame. So I'll start to put things into motion for it. And I'm going to triple check the zones. So behind the walls... That's a little weird. Behind the walls looks... pretty much good. I may want an extra security door here. Let's take a look at it again. Yeah, that's somewhat restricted. I'm also going to remove this outer layer from it. We still have to build these last two walls, but I haven't, just so that we can move the corn a little bit more easily. But once things go to hell, this zone looks about right. And then the mountain base looks fine. That has us going no further here. That looks correct. Idle combat max hasn't changed because our bottleneck is the same. And lit is different, but I don't even think I need lit anymore. Because all I really need to do is to make sure everything inside of our base is illuminated. So I'll make sure that we don't have any dark spots in the behind the walls zone, which I don't believe I do. Oh, yep. That's odd. Internet's been all sorts of lovely today. Okay. We have got a nociosphere. A strange metallic sphere has appeared. It hurts to be near it. You could attack it, though you're not sure how it might defend itself, or you could capture it using a platform and learn how to make use of its power. Seems quiet for now. But it's gaining energy over time. So I'm going to transfer the Noctil to this holding platform. And then capture the nociosphere in the holding cell furthest from the rest of the colonists. We also now have the last research, which is insanity weaponry. For the entities that are the most bang for my buck for study, I will enable it so that we can analyze insanity weaponry. So Mikas, I would like you to capture the nociosphere to that cell. And now we know every entity in the codex except for the ultimate ones. So here's our codex. The basics and advanced are all known. And the ultimates are from Awakening. So that will come soon, I think. How's our food? We want to do a little bit more hunting. So here's the nociosphere, and we're going to suppress it and study it. So being around it imparts a pain field, and the pain field relates to the suppression level of the sphere itself. So if you wanted to torture prisoners, you could put the nociosphere almost fully unsuppressed next to your prison, and it would be much ouchies to be near it. I don't intend to do that, but I'm just saying you could. If you were, you know, less ethical than I. Oh, what message was that? Warg? So at this point, I'm just stockpiling up food and materials and everything that I think I'm going to need for the endgame raids. It would also be wise to have an illuminated path all the way over to the Twisted Obelisk, so that we can keep studying it and trying to learn how to deactivate it. You know, even if it's like pitch black and whatnot. Hey, bud. Hey. Yoda, you got... Yep, there he goes. He noticed. Sucks for this Mega Sloth trying to hunt me. It's like so far away. I'm actually going to get closer just to make it easier. What breed is Yoda? He is a mutt. He's a Maltese, Poodle, and Italian Greyhound mix. He's half Maltese, quarter Poodle, and quarter Italian Greyhound. And he's very sweet. Here, I'll put him on. Hey, bud. He needs a bath. Been very busy, so his filthy face is my fault for not having bathed them recently. Alright, how are we looking? Looks pretty good in the base. Meat and corn and... oh my god, how much psychoid do we have? 700? So meat, corn, psychoid, that's all well and good. The hunting should ensure that we're not going to run out of food. And then we also have all this ambrosia that we got recently. Oh god, what was that? Buffalo Revenge? All the ambrosia that we got recently so that we're not going to need to get too much more of that. I think the social drugs policy allows for consumption of ambrosia? Yeah, it does. Cool. All of the dangerous fauna that was queued to be hunted has been hunted. So there won't be any animal revenge now. We don't have any dark spots in the base. It might want to stick another... Here, let's turn this off. I don't need steel. Stick another table over here just so there's closer dining options. And I will make another one here. I know this is like a really weird spot for it. All right. Looking solid. Now, if you guys can think of anything that I've overlooked, I'm all ears for, like, raid prep that I haven't attended to. Oh, wow. We mined out the plasteel that fast. I mean, I have 700 of it. Oh, here we go. Perfect. Oh, no. It's not deactivate. It's mutate. Oh. I thought we got further. So I think a lot of what we have left to do is just the hauling, which is great. That's a perfect position to be in. So I'm going to wait a little bit longer for some of the most important stuff to be hauled into the base. And then we will fire up the old monolith here and activate it. I will say ahead of time, minor spoiler. So for the minor spoiler, I'll be blue, or Yoda will be blue in this case. Back to me. That, so during the spoiler, I'm not going to be able to finish this series this week because the void raids take longer than I have time left in the stream. It's not a big spoiler, but I just wanted to say that. Oh, seriously? Quit social fighting. When did I buy a harmonizer? Well, let's install it. So right now the plan is to tie up all the loose ends that we have. Ideally, I would like to understand insanity weapons before we provoke the void. I've converted a lot of the terrain to allow for there to be pits of enemies and stuff like that all around the map. So the map is far more open than it was before, so that we don't necessarily have problems with pits and noctiliths and things like that not having a place to spawn, which I think is pretty important. I also want to remove some flooring as well, just so that it's truly open and not owned by the colony. So we're finishing that task right now. Breaking down sandstone, or breaking down barricades and sandbags and that kind of thing. Alright, I don't even care about ambrosia anymore. In fact, I'm going to go so far as to say the ambrosia zones that we had designated, I'm not going to bother harvesting anymore. We have enough ambrosia to last us the remaining everything that we have yet to do. Harvest the corn, and then once this corn is harvested, I'm going to leave this corn intact in case we have a food shortage, but I probably won't need it. And we'll be all set to go. There's one other thing that I might want to consider, which is doors around here, so that if they do breach one section, they can't just like walk everywhere they want to go. So compartmentalizing our exterior doors, but just a few doors here or there is probably enough. Stockpiled armor looks good. Clothing looks good. That doesn't need any solving. So if chat, if you can think of anything that I have not yet done, feel free to like ping me and let me know. But I think we are just about all set. I would have liked to deactivate the Twisted Obelisk. But I'm okay with pulling the trigger on the big fight, even if that isn't done yet. I guess we still have some hauling over there to do. It might not be a terrible idea to install lights in the air gaps I'm not perfectly spacing them, but just to put some lights in there. Oh, that's weird. Oh, yeah, I clicked it and then missed. Yeah, okay, that's my fault. Can I boost the colony with a speech before I start? I could, certainly. I could do a leader speech and a throne speech, both. I also have, hypothetically, we could also even do a pleasure pulse. Because there's not a lot of work that we're going to need to do. It's mostly fighting, which is non-work. So I could do pleasure pulse, and then we have the psychic soothers as well. I've got 4 of them stockpiled. So we have a lot of things to be able to combat fatigue and mood penalties as a result of having to fight like crazy for so long. And I'll probably be using all of those things to my advantage. Nociosphere progress has been made, and the benefit is that they think that they can weaponize it. So I can't weaponize it just yet, but but hopefully we can turn that into a weapon for our own self-defense, or at least that's what our researchers think. Now, in terms of the door, external-facing doors, we have the doors into the base are as follows. So I'm going to put another uranium door here, just so that we can free flow around. So we have a bunch of doors here. We have got doors here, and then this is the main door, main path into the base. And I think all of them have proxy detectors. So I have a bunch of extra proxy detectors over here, just not that we actually need them, but I think we, for proximity detection, we got all our bases covered. All of our entryways are covered. And I can't think of much else needing to be done. Maybe I'll just fully illuminate the inside here. Just in case we have to traverse around the airlocks or air gaps. Yeah, I think it all looks good to me. So with everything roofed up, I'm just going to mouse over and make sure that there are no dark spots. I don't see any. But it doesn't hurt to double check. And then we just have buckets and buckets of silver out here just sitting here. Which we aren't using in old Grenadier armor. So maybe before we pull the trigger, I'll do one last big trade, because we're not going to really have the opportunity to do much trade soon. So I'll pull in a trade caravan of exotic goods and a trade caravan of Imperial trade. And I'll even pull in Zoxo for Shaman Merchant. Trying to spend down the remaining silver that we have, because I'm not going to have use for it soon during the fight. I have 1,000 sandstone in stockpile, which should be plenty for like wall repairs and patches and the like. Buy some more medicine? I don't think I need more. I've got 100 regular meds, 75 herbal, and 32 glitter world. And I have enough Nuturamine to make more regular meds. Maybe what I could do is raise our regular meds up to like 150. But I don't suspect that we're going to need much more than 150 regular meds. If I do, I'd be surprised if we hadn't already wiped and lost if I need more than that. 'Cause that seems like a plentiful amount. The other thing that I just realized is I should illuminate the inside of the geothermal generators as well in case they need repairs. Because it's possible that they'll need repairs. And that might cover it. So once we got the corn where it should be, and the trade caravans coming in, I'll pull the trigger on it. I don't think I really need this bridge, but it wouldn't hurt to have this bridge rebuilt, just so that we can move about a little bit faster outside. It might burn down again, but it's something to do while we wait for everything to kick off. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Anomaly Eldritch Guards, which originally streamed live on Twitch, August 4th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow guardsmen.